Hello, darkness, my old friends. How's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Today we're talking night out fragrances for autumn. And I say autumn instead of fall because autumn sounds classier than fall. And today's fragrances are classy. See how that tied in there? Yeah, some great stuff today. Some fragrances that I don't talk about all that often, and we're running the gamut. You know, we're doing it all here. Got some clones, some designers, and some niche. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. All of them linked in the description below, down there in the YouTube description. And what else? Codes, here they are. Thank you. Use the codes if you want. If you don't, then don't. We got a lot to talk about, so we're just gonna kind of bop right on through these. Let's do it. And have you smelling so freaking sick, bro. It's gonna be insane. Now this first fragrance, the bottle on it, it looks kind of like an alien structure or, I don't know, like a piece of Egyptian artwork. Yeah, something kind of like that. It's called Aries Intense from Arabiat Prestige. Let's look at that bottle. Yeah. Kind of cool. So really nice presentation on this one, and the atomizer is great as well. Ooh, nice. So this one is going to be a clone of Angel Share from By Kilian. Now I know, there's a million different Angel Share clones on the market at this point. I get it. It's done, it's been done. To be fair, it's not done to the point of Baccarat Rouge 540 or Aventus, but still. And yet, this one, it's stupid good. It feels like a higher quality as soon as you spray this thing on. It's got a great sugary sweet kind of booziness to it that's maybe a little bit more on the sparkly side as compared to some of the other Angel Share clones that are more like heavy with the booziness and sweetness. And off skin, it is just next level. This is great. And I think at this point that I have enough Angel Share clones that I'm gonna just compile all of them together and kind of match them up and see which one comes out ahead, kind of rank them out, tier list them or put them from best to worst. This one though, one of the best easily. It's one of those ones that as soon as you spray it on, you know you're in for a good time. And I think it's just crazy. Like if this would have come out first, this would have been hyped to the level of Camera or above pretty easily. So it's like a little bit late to the party, but maybe better than all of the other ones. So this one, really high quality alternative to Angel Share with an amazing sweetness. Love that. Up next, Egyptian Smoke from Dunhill. Now I said it before, I'll say it again. The Dunhill signature line of fragrances are really good for the price point at discounters. I know Dunhill doesn't get a massive amount of respect nowadays. Maybe that will change one day in the future, but they're considered by most people at this point in the fragrance community to be kind of like a lower end designer brand, like pretty far down there, frankly. But these right here in this bottle style, discounted prices, those are legitimately some of the best deals that you can get as far as bang for your buck, quality for the price. A lot of times they'll be like in that $80 range, and at that price point, it is still a great buy for the vast majority of these. When you can find them for like 50 bucks, that is straight up stupid. The quality for the price at like $50 is insane. And this is one of the better ones in the lineup. It smells great. Vanilla, tonka, tobacco, cacao. It's even got tea in there as one of the notes, rose as well. So it does have a floral edge to it, a pretty prominent floral edge to it, but then it has this really nice sweetness, this warmth, and that smoke wafting throughout. Not a heavy smoke, sweet smoke. Love the way it smells. It's classy, it's sexy, it smells expensive, it lasts forever, it projects heavily. Good stuff. And again, just this whole line. Check out the whole line. Whichever ones seem more appealing to you, check those out. Because if you can find them for, like I said, you know, 50 bucks, 60 bucks, it's a great deal. Now I want to switch it up a little bit. The next one is Hermès's Rocabar. So this is not what most people would consider a date night or night out fragrance for fall to be. Most people are going to expect an evening out fragrance to be something during that time of season, that time of year, to be very sweet, warm, kind of sticky, sexy, kind of like these. Rocabar is not that. This one is woody, aromatic, it's fresh, spicy. It's basically bottled classiness. It just smells top notch. I think it's amazing, lights out. Younger guys probably not gonna gravitate toward this one so much because it doesn't really have sweetness to it. I mean, you have a little benzoin in there, a little vanilla in there, but when you compare this to, you know, this or a lot of the other fragrances coming, it's not sweet. In comparison anyway, it's not that sweet. It's got a little, add some complexity, you know, add some nuance, helps balance out those green, woody, aromatic facets of the fragrance a bit. So this one is gonna be a change of pace. This is for somebody who wants something that's going to have them smelling very sophisticated and a little more mature. After that, we got one from the Zoo, New York. This one is Everlasting, and it does indeed last quite a long time off your skin. Good projection as well. When I very first sprayed this on, it reminded me very vaguely of something like Tower's LDDM, only not as focused on the spicy side of things. It has a deep, rich, ambery warmth and sweetness with a little bit of a mossy edge to it. So you have this kind of woody base that everything lays on top of, and then those green facets, lightly earthy, kind of creeping through, really will have you stand out against the crowd. This stuff is top notch. I would only reach for it when it's cold outside. Fall and winter time, during the evening, something like this is gonna cut through. It's got a great balance of classiness while still having wearability and a unique flair. I reached out to the perfumer, Christoph, and asked him if he wanted to come onto the channel. I don't know if he saw it or not because I sent it on Instagram, but if any of you guys got the hookup, let him know, because I'd like to give him a little more exposure, and I had some really good ideas for some videos that we could do together that I think you guys would find extremely enlightening. So if any of you guys got the hookup, write to him, let him know. Trust me, what I got cooking up, I think you would really like to see. From there, we hop on over to Armani Code Parfum. Good old Armani Code, giving us a magnetic cap. Thank you so much. But then on the Eau de Toilette, they were like, yeah, the Eau de Toilette is cheap. Don't give them a magnetic cap on this one. Now, Code Parfum, I think this is a great option if you're looking for something with that classiness that still has like a very sexy, alluring feel to it. Might be the best choice out of everything here if you're just going for something that's grab and go kind of ease of use with that really sexy undertone to it. When this one first came out and I first smelled it, I was very surprised that it is quite a bit fresh off the top. And I think that really helps with drawing people in with this one. Because when you spray it on, it's not heavy right away. It's elegant, it's fresh, it's a bit clean, and as it dries down, you get that iris that comes out, you get tonka that comes out, light bit of woodiness in there as well. For fall and winter, as far as like very smooth, laid back, elegant date night fragrances, this is probably one of the best ones out on the market right now as far as designers goes. Now look at this, look at this. Looks like a dinosaur egg, some sort of majestic sculpture, or just an egg bottle, stone bottle. Nah, egg. It's from the House of Oud, and it is Dates Delight. I mean, as far as date night fragrances go, it's got dates in the name. Dates Delight. That's what this is about, right? You get a lot of dates with it. You wear it on dates. Oh no, it smells like dates. So if you've never seen these bottles before, you may be like, well, what's the deal here? Well, so this is basically just a base that it sits inside of, and then you've got your weird stone egg bottle with paint on it. Atomizer's good though. They are definitely eye-catching, if nothing else. They're also a bit pricey, but you can find them at discounters more often nowadays than you used to be able to, so there is that. Now, this is one of those fragrances a little bit reminiscent of, you know, Angel Share, Ombre Narguilé, or Parfums de Marly Wajan. That's like sweet on top of sweet on top of sweet with a nice little warm undertone. So you have dates in there, obviously. That's going to be one of the focal points of the fragrance, if not the focal point, really. Cinnamon, caramel, tonka, vanilla, sugar, honey, benzoin, labdanum. So like I said, sweet with sweet with sweet with sweet with kind of a warm undertone to it and a sprinkling of cinnamon that is also a sweet cinnamon in here. So it goes without saying that you do have to enjoy fragrances with a sweet punch. You gotta have that sweet tooth. I've said sweet so many times that if you were taking shots every time I said sweet, you are now dead. I'm sorry about that. Rest in peace. But this stuff, it works just as well as all those fragrances I just mentioned, and it does have a unique twist over them. So it doesn't smell exactly like any of those, it's just kind of in a similar style. Really lovely. And the date note is quite unique. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's keep it with niche with the next one, Ganymede Extrait. Now, truth be told, just as far as everyday use goes or overall which fragrance I like more, I prefer the original Ganymede over the Extrait. I think the original to me is just slightly more appealing for day-to-day use because it's airier. It's not quite as like heavy on the palate when you smell it. And it has this really nice, you know, water bubbling through slate rock kind of minerality to it that I enjoy. And this still has that. It still has that minerality, but it is thick with 2 C's, maybe 3. So it has more of this like pronounced heavy sweetness that is at the same time kind of sparkly, not as much as the original Ganymede, but it makes this interesting like juxtaposition. So when you smell it on one end, you're like, oh, that stuff is like almost kind of sugary, heavily sweet, but then it's also a little airy, but then also kind of heavy. It lasts approximately until the end of time. So when you spray it on, it's gonna be there for a while, a long, long while. And it projects like a monster as well. So a little bit goes a really long way. It is pricey, so that's gonna be a drawback for a lot of people. And I would say, like I was kind of talking about before, that in general, I would just go for the original Ganymede if you like that one and you're trying to decide between the two. I think that one is much more usable, much more versatile, a better price, a better bang for your buck, a better about everything. But if we're talking cold weather, dates, or nights out, and you want something classy that's gonna stand apart, this will absolutely do that. Just don't go too heavy, because with the type of sweetness that this has, the way it melds with that Ganymede base, a little bit goes a long way. If you go too heavy, it's gonna be cloying and not very nice smelling. Still, really nice choice, just comes with more caveats than some of these others. Okay, classic time, the one Eau de Parfum. You can't go wrong with the one Eau de Parfum. You just can't. A lot of people say, oh, it's too safe, it's too this, it's too that, it's been too popular for too long, too. Who cares? People love it. If you wear it, people are gonna like it. It's a compliment monster. It has, in my opinion, the perfect performance for, you know, a close date night or a close night in, because something like Ganymede here, Extrait, this can be too much. It can be overwhelming. If you go out to dinner, for example, your date wants to taste the food, not taste your fragrance. Some people get confused with that sometimes and they think, oh, I'm going on a date, better blast myself 55 times with an Extrait de Parfum. Oh, what are you doing? You're insane. Something like this that's a little bit softer, a little bit more alluring, more inviting, that's gonna be more attractive than that. So I don't give a crap that some people will say this is overplayed. Nah, warm, sweet, sexy, spicy, I'm spanking the bottle. The tobacco in here with the spices is awesome, I love it. Let's switch it up again for my more classy gentlemen out there who want something that is not these. They want something maybe a little Hermesy, but a little different. Hermesy, why did I just call that fragrance Hermesy? I don't know. Mugler's Fougère Furieuse. Furious Fougère. Fougère Furieuse. So this, like Rocabar, is not what most people would consider a date night fragrance for fall or winter or autumn, since we're speaking about autumn. So in what should not be a surprise to you at all, this is a Fougère. So you're gonna have that ferny, herbally green aspect coming through with this one. You have a little tonka in there, so a little touch of sweetness as it dries down, but not a lot. It's so classically gentlemanly, I think it smells fantastic. A little bit of a soapy vibe to it, you know, soapy, clean, green scent. I mean, it's a perfect office fragrance or daytime fragrance. But you know, if you're going somewhere really high end, or you're going somewhere where you're wearing a suit or you're dressing up nicely, something like that, a few sprays of that is gonna elevate things just a bit further. Because as much as I love some of these fragrances, and I really do, if you're just talking like exuding class instead of trying to be super sexy, that's what this does. So you are trading off some of the sweet sexiness for more of a classiness, but if that's what you want, those will do it. This one is much more affordable nowadays because you can find it at discounters. When it first came out, it was much pricier. Okay, Reserve Privé up next. Let's get back into that sweet designer realm. A nice iris in there, which is a note that I frankly love. I'm an iris fanboy. I make no apologies for that. It also has, get all of that good stuff on there. Whew! I need to wear that more this year. I mean, I wore it a lot already, you know, last year, but I gotta wear it more this year. I'm completely sidetracked now. Sorry, is this weird for you now? It's got iris. It has a nice booziness. We all know that, nice sweet booziness. Almost like a chocolatey aspect to it. That's gonna be coming from the chestnut that's in there. It's smooth, creamy, sweet, warm. That's perfect. So good. I like Gentleman's Society pretty well. I think maybe more than a lot of people, but it is one of those things where when you go back and smell that and then you compare it to Society, you're just like, ooh, yeah, Reserve Privé is better. Yeah, it's not close. Sorry, Society, Gentleman's Society. You're still good in my book, just not that good. All right, then we got Tom Ford Noir Extreme. That's a lot of Noir. You might even say that's an extreme amount. That's terrible. This is another choice that I think equally splits classy and sexy. Some of these go more one way than the other, but that one is like both of these things. You would expect that though from Tom Ford, wouldn't you? Yeah, especially considering the price. This one has that perfect balance of sweet and spicy. So you don't get too much of one over the other. Everything is just locked in. Kulfi is probably the note that most people know this one for because it's quite unique. You don't see that used all the time. So, you know, to see that in here, everybody's like, oh, Kulfi, Kulfi, Kulfi. Not coffee, Kulfi. K-U-L-F-I, although coffee would be good too. Then you have cardamom, you have nutmeg, you have saffron in there. So like I said, a lot of spices. You have vanilla, you have amber, some woody notes as well. It's pricey, but it's worth every penny. This stuff is just top notch. You can make this a staple of your wardrobe in fall and winter. And frankly, it's pretty unique smelling also. And not as many people are gonna be wearing this, even though it is a Tom Ford, as compared to the really, really popular stuff out there, the really popular fragrances out there. Last but not least, Carlisle from Parfums de Marly. Really strong fragrance, really strong. Lasts forever, projects like a monster. You know, to me, this one is almost up there with Layton, almost, as far as the compliment factor goes, but Carlisle is not as popular as Layton and a lot of the other fragrances from the house, which I've always thought was kind of interesting because I think it's up there toward the top as one of the best. Ooh, man, hello. You know, it's a little bit like a less aggressively spicy red tobacco from Mancera. It's kind of like that. It's smoother. It doesn't have that emphasis on like an in-your-face kind of cinnamon scent profile or spice profile. Instead, it has nutmeg. It's got a good amount of vanilla. It has patchouli, which gives it a faint earthiness, a good amount of tonka, some florals in there as well. So as I said, a less aggressively in your face, smoother red tobacco with a more elegant scent profile and just as big in terms of performance. Get out of here. Boom, Carlisle. There we go. Look at these, look at these, look at these, look at these. These right here give you a huge, wide range of fragrances that you can wear on an evening out that are all sexy and classy, some a little bit more sexy, some a little bit more classy, but all of these kind of fit in that style just in their own way. Great stuff. Look at me complimenting these fragrances. Good job, guys. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Please stay safe out there, guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.